What does the city look like through your eyes? Which part are you from? What's your favorite sports team? What's your favorite food spot? When you live in a city with such a rich culture and talented people, it's really hard to choose. It doesn't matter if you from out west, out south, over east, up north, or from the burbs. One thing we all have in common is that we love Chicago. Ramon DJ KO House, a DJ, fashion designer, entrepreneur, and influencer from the south side of Chicago that doesn't have a problem with mixing it up. When he's not DJing at the hottest clubs in Chicago, he's designing for his clothing line Temple that's been recognized by celebrities like Iman Shumpert and Dosunmu. Get ready as we stitch together the second story of Love Chicago. What's up, family? It's your boy Charles Quincy, and we are back on the second story of Charles Quincy's Love Chicago. I'm here with one of my brothers in real life, but he's also my frat brother, so yo to the Noops. I'm gonna allow him to introduce himself. Go ahead, man.
What's good, y'all? My name DJ KO. I'm excited to be on my boy talk show.
For sure. So earlier today, I told myself that I think this show is basically gonna be me interviewing all the people who like I look up to and like that really be out here putting in work. And so you a DJ, an entrepreneur, a fashion designer, and an influencer. So first, let's talk about DJing. Tell us how you started DJing. Tell us how it all began.
Man, first, thank you for that. You inspired me too, bro. You got your talk show. You graduated college. You're doing a lot of big things. But as far as DJing, honestly, I think I started in 2017. And like you said, I was in the frat. And me personally, I try to, when it comes to like money or cutting costs anywhere, I try to just attack that field. So I was like, we needed a DJ. We was paying like miscellaneous DJ. So I just started. And at first I did want to like just give up because my frat bros, they honest, man. They was like, you trash, bro. Just like, and these like real life, my brothers, they was telling me like, bro, you're not good. Like, we was like booking somebody else for my party. So I just kept practicing, getting better, and here I am today.
Right. So what type of music do you like?
Personally, bro, I get so tired of hip hop and R&B. Right. I listen to alternative house music. My last name House, so I'm a big house head. I listen to gospel, country, EDM, all kinds of music, bro. I'm an open format DJ, is what we call it. But personally in the car, bro, you probably won't catch me listening to a lot of hip hop music.
For sure. Man, I think that perfectly sets us up for you, and we're gonna talk about this more. I think you a person that sort of like defies the odd and doesn't do every single thing that everybody does. Like as a typical black person, you know, like you venture into different genres where like we don't often venture into as people. So yeah, I think that's dope. So you mentioned earlier that you started from DJing college parties, but I've watched you like incline, and now you like DJing in clubs, DJing different events. How has like how does the preparation change from the event that you're doing? So like how do you prepare for a college party in DJing in comparison to like if you DJing at a club or you DJing another event?
It's not really a huge difference. Only big difference is you get paid less money at clubs, you DJ for less time, and the music choice. You know, college students, they want to hear the rowdy music, a lot of twerk music. And then clubs, you can't play too much of that because you'll start a fight. That's why so many fights happen at colleges, because the music is so like rowdy. And one of the DJs that pretty much mentored me, he told me like, even if you want to play, you know the crowd gonna turn up to this song, you can't play that music back to back because it's gonna start a fight. In the first ever club I DJ, I remember I played Heavy Steppers right after like Finito or something. Fight instantly broke out.
Man.
So that's a big thing. But so it's not really a huge difference, but I would say older people want to hear different kinds of music.
So that's kind of crazy to think about, like the different music sort of controls like the crowd, like what people gonna do, how they gonna react. It's
Yeah.
very interesting. So, you said, did you just say you get paid less DJing at clubs?
Bro, I swear people think like not colleges, clubs. We make so much money, but
Right.
like you got to think the club is only they're funded by the people who come in. Like college parties are pretty much funded by the school, so
Right.
the promoters they got to pay themselves. They have to pay the bottle girls, and a couple other people. So the DJs, it can range from 200 to 350, something like just for a 2 hour.
That's kind of wild to think about. I'm thinking that
We're underappreciated, bro, for sure. We need to go on strike, man, demand more money, because
no, for sure. Because I'm just thinking like, dang, they DJing all these clubs that come with a lot. That's dope, but it's crazy to think about like college students you can make money by DJing a college party. So all the college students out there, y'all better book DJ KO so he can make some more bread. You know,
man, you feel me?
no wonder. So that makes sense. Now I see why you do like tours, like you be posting your
Bro.
flyers from going to different schools. That sort of makes sense.
If
right
you
now.
ask any DJ that has any experience with doing colleges that went to the clubs, what they prefer to do, college parties. The crowd is more turned.
Right.
You make more money. You get to travel. So I'm with the college. I'm gonna be 40 years old still doing college parties, man.
Right. That's what's up. That's what's up. So as you've grown as a DJ, what has been like one of the biggest things that you had to change or you had to adjust?
Being social, man. Being social. At first, I'm not really a social guy, so you gotta network and be social, man. Like, cause you are the party. Like, without you, the party doesn't exist. So
Right.
you gotta be able to connect with just everybody, so you can get hired. People feel comfortable with you, because people not gonna book you if they don't trust you. Like, it's more than just like you being good. People gotta be able to trust you and understand that you can have good energy and be able to control the crowd.
So what's something that you do at like if you go to an event or you go to a college party, how do you network there? Like how do you keep that connection and be social there?
I would say, I'm gonna tell y'all a trick. If y'all trying to network with everybody in a big setting, just screenshot your Instagram and airdrop it to everybody in the party. 20 to, at a college party, probably 55% of the people gonna accept it. Clubs, you might get about 20% of the people that's gonna accept it, but that's a little trick that I learned. And just talking to people that come up to me, man. People have so many song requests, especially at colleges. So they just, when they come up, talk to me, talk to them.
So tell us about your experience when you DJing. Like what's your favorite part? I think you kind of touched on it earlier, but what's your favorite part of like DJing?
My favorite part of DJing, I would say going to a new place that I haven't been. Like, I know you probably expected like maybe like meeting people, but like all of it gets so repetitive because I do it all the time. Like I meet so many different people, so a lot of times people will come up to me, "Hey, bro, you remember I don't remember because I just DJ'd another party with another 150 people." So just going to a different spot, experiencing different people and getting to know that crowd, like it's fun to like try to figure out a crowd, like, and that's where the open format comes into play. So that's probably my favorite part about DJing.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So you mentioned earlier that you started because you was DJing college parties. The frat needed. At this level in your DJ career, why do you still do it? Why do you continue to DJ?
DJing or college parties?
Just DJing in general.
It's fun, man. I got my degree in education, bro, so I could go be a teacher, but it's like be a teacher or have fun and DJ on the weekends, have my whole week to myself or to do my clothing or any endeavors I want to do, and then just work on the weekends for a couple hours and make the same money, more money than I would make teaching. So that's why I still do it.
So you just mentioned that you were an education major in college and you chose not to do that. So I know that you passionate about the youth and passionate about seeing other people grow. What was like the hardest part? What was the transition like from going from education after school to where you are now?
When I was younger, like I used to volunteer for the Special Olympics and like every year with my dad, and I just grew a love for like helping people, like people that's, I wouldn't say less fortunate than me, but people that don't have the experience that I have, I like to give my experiences to other people, whether they're older or younger. And also, I just love kids. Yeah, I remember the exact day I was about to graduate. It was coming up to graduation, and I had called my dad, and I was like, man, Dad, I think I don't want to use my degree. I want to, go 1 year and see what DJing can take me, and if it'll take me further than education. And he was like, I mean, you're a grown man. That's what you want to do. Every time, even now, he always asks me, you going to use your degree? I'm like, nah, Dad. My dad comes to the clubs I DJ at, so I had to tell him and my mom, like, nah, I don't think that the education was for me, because, like I said, I started DJing in 2017. I graduated in 2019, so I was already in the clubs by 2018. So I had already seen what it could do for me. So I just took a leap of faith, and it's just working out for me. So
that's what's up, man. So I work in education too right now. So I'm thinking of like ways that, and I'm not a teacher, so I wasn't expecting to be like in education. I got my degree in marketing. So I always feel like educators are like not just teachers. Like, you don't even have to be a teacher to be an educator when you're in school.
For sure.
How do you think you could use what you're doing now to be an educator to others?
I put people on to new music, man.
Right.
I teach you to step outside of your box, because sometimes, like, if I do certain clubs and I know this club, most of the people in the club won't have an idea what the song is I'm about to play, I'll play it, and then some people like it. So that's a way of using education or teaching people something. Or people ask me how to DJ all the time. Like, I give people pointers. I don't like gatekeep. I just, whatever you got, bro, I'll give it to you, man. I'll give you all any knowledge I got, because I want people to do the same thing for me. And when I was coming up in DJing, like, a lot of people then wasn't hesitant on giving me tips or pointers. That's how I gravitated into the clubs and stayed there. So
No, that's definitely dope for sure. So it's like you still sort of teaching people in life. It's just not in the same way that you thought, like, okay, I went to school, I'm about to be in the classroom. But it's like you sort of guiding people along the way in life. So that's dope, man.
for sure.
For sure. So what advice would you have for an up-and-coming DJ right now that's trying to make it in the world? What would be the first thing you think they would need to do?
Don't limit yourself to one section of music. Like, you want to be open format. You want to be able to, anybody to call you, want to be, I can do it, whether it's bar mitzvahs, weddings, EDM clubs. Don't just limit yourself, because you want to make as much money as possible. You want to meet as many people as possible, because honestly, like, when you do clubs that aren't necessarily just hip hop and R&B, you'll find more connections in there. You'll make more money. First of all, it's like being bilingual. For a job, you'll make more money. So just be an open format DJ. Just learn all forms of music, and don't be afraid to ask experienced DJs for advice. Be able to learn from their mistakes and what, the positives they do.
That's dope. That's dope. All right, so y'all heard it here first. If y'all need anything about DJing, or y'all need a DJ for y'all upcoming event, make sure y'all book DJ KO. So next up, we about to get into fashion, but Ramon actually bought some pieces for us to check out. So get ready and stay tuned for that right now. So we back. Ramon brought a few pieces for us today, so we getting ready to check those out. Go ahead, man.
But we're gonna start with this one, because this is probably my more popular item. I dropped this twice.
That one's hard.
Yeah, it took me about 3 times to make this, to be honest, but it's this little varsity jacket, pink highlights. People always ask what the 33 mean. It's just pure aesthetic.
Right.
Got temple on the back,
That's dope.
embroidered.
That's the one Ayo had on, right?
Yeah, he had that. He got this one too, but he didn't wear it yet.
Okay.
But Iman, he wore this joint. I think he wore to wear one too.
Right.
This probably my favorite. I was just the colors.
Yeah, that one's crazy.
Yeah, it's some Nike Dunks called the Veneer Dunks, where I got the color inspiration from.
Right.
But see the back, embroidered, got screen printed right there.
That's what's up.
So
So like, do you stitch those, or somebody do it for you? Or?
So basically, I design it, send it off to a manufacturer, and they make it for me.
Okay, that's dope.
Yeah. And then this right here is something I'm working on. It's leather. What I wanted to do, I wanted to fit like the baby cow leather jackets. You know, leather jackets is like this, come from baby cows. So it's not real leather.
Right.
To save the animals, of course. And then I want it to be more European, so I put the buttons on the opposite side. It's velvet on the inside.
Okay. Dope.
So I'm still working. It's not done yet, so give it a little time. Of course, you got the leather pants to go with it.
Right.
Put the stitching on the back, another European type touch to it.
Yeah, them's hard. I seen you rock those in a couple of pictures.
Yeah, they kind of stacked too. I made them a little longer. They're like 50 inches long.
Right. So what could you wear that with? Like, when would you wear that? Where would you wear that?
Man, you could wear this when it's a little colder outside.
Right.
But I mean, I wear leather all the time, man. That's probably my favorite material, leather. Can't go wrong with leather.
So when you visit other places, I know they wear like leather all the time because it's hot. Like, is that like the culture in other places? Because I'm
Yeah. So this is more like London. Like I told you, I get a lot of inspiration from punk, and punk is really big in London right now.
Okay.
But this is probably honestly my favorite thing that I've made personally.
Okay.
It's a long sleeve crop. I got the inspiration I got from Vivienne Westwood. A lot of people haven't heard of her in Chicago, but it's a clothing brand. She started in London, and she made clothes in the 70s for rock bands, and they would have like this mummy look. So I wanted to make a more modern version of it. So I put this punk graphic on there, and then this is called Raw Cut.
Okay.
And it fits like, I got it on right now. So it's cropped, drop shoulder. So this is probably my favorite item right here.
That's what's up. That's why. Okay, mummy. Now I'm getting a picture now. That's dope.
Yeah, for sure.
Crazy to hear that. You mentioned it's a capsule. Are these pieces capsules? Are you not re-releasing them? What?
So I don't necessarily got a capsule collection right now, but this is old pieces I made, and these are some pieces that I haven't made yet. We'll get into that in a minute, but I don't really re-release things just because, you know, it's all about moving forward and progressing and getting better. So, and I want people to feel like they got an exclusive piece. If everybody got the same thing, a lot of people don't want to walk around and see everybody with the same thing.
Right,
so,
that's dope.
you know, and it forces me to make, you know, better things or make more things. So that's why I don't really re-release a lot of stuff.
Okay. That's what's up. So what we got here? I see them shorts.
Yeah, I ain't dropped these yet, but I'm gonna probably drop these July 1st.
Okay.
If not, if all else fails, July 4th. But this right here.
Seen first on Love Chicago, y'all.
I was just playing with colors. I want to throw some clouds on it. I really like this color right here.
Yeah, that's dope.
And got the temple sublimation, so it won't come off when you wash it. And then right here, it's actually black and bandana. If you look closely, it's a bandana.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I wanted people like, oh man, I ain't even noticed the bandana when they get a look close to it.
Right. Yeah.
And these more like the everyday wear. And this is, you know, my version of the. You clearly see where I got the inspiration from, the Louis Vuitton monogram. So I want to add my own little touch to it. And
right.
I really love these colors. I use a lot of pink, if y'all haven't noticed.
That's what's up. No, that's dope.
So,
real men wear pink.
For sure.
Yeah, that's a good
for
thing.
sure.
So I see one thing I see about this piece in your newer pieces. You taking the 3 out. What's the inspiration behind that?
I took the 3 out, man, just to try something different. I like how it came out, so it wasn't really a deep meaning behind it. I just decided I really like this without the 3, like the font. So a lot of my pieces I'm making now, you're gonna notice they're not gonna have the 3, and it's gonna be structured around this logo right here.
Okay. That's dope, man. Well, I appreciate you showing us these pieces. Be on the lookout for the shorts dropping July 1st, man. I'm super excited for it. So thank you for bringing these out here, man.
No doubt, brother.
So now we're moving on to the next part, which is you as a fashion designer. And I think it's crazy because I always said, man, this gotta be super fleet, fits be raw. But I felt like the clothing line came out of nowhere. Well, I didn't see it coming. Mm-hmm. So tell us how you got into the fashion world, fashion industry.
Well, my first interest came from my dad. My dad, he's always been different than the people around him. Like, around the era when they was wearing like the big T-shirts, he would have a small T-shirt and he would get made fun of. Like when people was wearing big jeans, he was wearing skinny jeans. So he's always been different. And you know, as a youngster, you always want to be like your dad. So,
Right.
and then when I got older, I started skateboarding, and skateboarding and streetwear kind of go hand in hand.
Right.
So I looked up to a lot of skateboarders and even rappers like Pharrell, A$AP Ferg. They had a big impact on me being interested in fashion. So in high school, like me and my old friends from high school, we would have like competitions who would wear the best fit for the day. So that was my early interest for sure.
That's what's up. So, as I mentioned earlier, I feel like you are very unique as a person. You always doing stuff that's different from the crowd, whether that's music, but you also do that with your fashion, man. I see you wearing some crazy stuff that I'm like, dang, how does he even put this together with this? I think that's crazy. So, how would you describe your fashion style?
Man, it depends on the seat. It depends on it. Subdued. It could be loud. I just wake up and just put on some clothes, man. But I do take inspiration from everywhere. Like now, like I've been doing somewhat like the punk thing. You know, I told you I like rock music, skateboarding. So punk has really been a big inspiration for me recently.
I feel like punk may be a very niche group of people. Has it been hard, like pushing that style, or in certain places, like maybe even Chicago, like?
Oh yeah, for Chicago, we like, I wouldn't even just say Chicago, but like per city, like you real stubborn when it comes to going into different aesthetics, because we pretty much look up to the rappers or the musicians from that particular city. Like if you go to Atlanta, people dress like Young Thug and Gunna. If you go to Chicago, we wear the Gucci belts and Air Force Ones because people like Chief Keef and all the rappers from Chicago. So I never really, like, that wasn't really my style, even though I do respect the Air Force Ones. And I never owned a pair, but I do respect it. But it is kind of, I wouldn't say it's difficult because I'm not really trying to put my aesthetic on anybody else. I wear my clothes for me. And, but a lot of people don't like it, but that's the thing about being a creator. Like everyone's not gonna like what you're doing, but if they respect it, that's all that really matters.
Well, that's dope, and I think that's what makes stars, like that's what makes people go far, is when they have the courage to do things that's different. So I think you should just keep taking that with you, and that's gonna make you far, because that's why you stand out now. That's why Instagram, you're doing so well and you're doing things so good, because people see that you like different than everybody else, and you doing it. It looks good though, like.
Appreciate it.
So that's what's up. So with that being said, you talked about different cities. Your brand, Temple, which we're about to talk about in a second, is in over 15 cities and is also in other countries. How does that make you feel as a designer?
Man, that make me feel great, bro. Like when I get like notifications that somebody from New York or Miami or whatever has bought something, bro, that just like, it means a lot, because a lot of people that don't know me personally feel like my clothes are nice enough for them to spend their hard-earned money on it. So man, I just be curious, like how they pulling it off. So, but it means a lot, bro, honestly. And I do love people in my city buying it as well. But it's nothing like people that you don't know buying it, because I mean you're doing something, good enough for people to invest in it.
So I think that's dope. So you said you got people that you don't know that's buying it, but it's also people that you can recognize that buy it. And I know some of these people, but I want you to tell us, who are some of the people who have worn your clothes, or bought your clothes?
Man, this young entrepreneur right here, he's been a big supporter of mine from the beginning. Friends, family, like I definitely have a good support system in Chicago and around Chicago, and people that I do know outside of Chicago, they definitely support. So those are like the people that I can really say, helped me grow. And when I grow, y'all grow, man. I'm never the person that's just going, I would move or do whatever, like just forget about the people who was there to support me and help me at the beginning. Because that's what it's all about, man, giving back to the people that helped you, and so I can help them,
Right. So we've also seen people like Iman, Shumpert, Hey,
Nah,
yo,
yeah.
Dos, like wear your clothes. How do you feel? How does that feel? Or how did that process go? Like, did Iman Shumpert, like you say, oh, I just got an order notification from Iman Shumpert? Like, how's that?
Nah, so you know, Iman, I went to school in Oak Park, and he went to school in Oak Park. So through like different connections, we end up connecting, and he wore two of my pieces he did Dancing with the Stars. He wore them to some practices he had, and AU, I know I was just talking to him on Instagram, young guy from U of I. So just connecting, just networking with different people. It's more people around Chicago and celebrities that have worn it, you know. But yeah, those two, like I was excited, bro. When somebody sent me a picture, I was just crib chilling. Somebody, hey, this Iman with your jacket. I'm like,
Right.
I just got a whole bunch of notifications. I was excited, bro. Then AU, I know he had wore it to a game, and somebody, one of my bros sent me a video of it, and I was like, oh man, that's big time. Well, I was excited for sure, and it definitely helped out with sales and stuff too. So.
That's what's up, man. I'm super proud of you, man. I was just excited for you. Like I was reposting. I'm like, dang, they wearing Temple. So I feel like we keep talking about the brand. We keep mentioning that, but tell us more about Temple. What is Temple? What does it mean for you? How does it start?
It started during the pandemic, man. I was sitting around. When I tell you, I was doing anything to like. During the pandemic, I started fixing credit. Like I was doing everything, man. So then the clothing brand just kind of hit me one day, and I just thought about it for a while. I didn't have a name for it, but I knew I wanted to start a clothing brand. And the name Temple honestly came from it's a rock song by this band called Tool called Tempest, and that name kind of like did something to me. So I said Temple, and then I kind of played it with religion. I God say God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit. So I had changed the first E to 3 to represent that, and it's just it's kind of a double play on word, like keeping your temple clean, but also being clean, like fresh wise. So
Right, and being fresh. That's what's up. I like that. So tell us more about your creation process. How do you decide what to create for each season?
Right now, I don't necessarily say I do collections. I do what's called a capsule, which is just basically random pieces that I feel like putting out. So I don't just make one thing and then put it out there. Like one piece might take me a month to make, or 2 months to make, or just to come up with. So I got ideas that's just sitting that I gotta revisit, or pieces that I've already put out that I want to modify and make better. So it normally starts with just a thought. I take inspiration from anything because I don't just want to sell clothes. I want to go into like furniture. I want to just make all kinds of objects. And so the process, like I said, starts with just a thought, and then I make what's called a mood board.
Okay.
If I want to make a certain piece or come up with a certain collection or whatever, I make a mood board of different things, whether it's clothes from the past, whether it's a comb, whatever it is I'm thinking about, and then I just start designing from there, and then a product or item will start to form from that, and I drop it.
And you gave a quick overview of the process. What has been like the hardest part of being an entrepreneur and having your own clothing line?
I wouldn't say it's necessarily a hard part, but there are parts that take a little longer than others.
Right.
But you got to get people to trust you. Like, it's a difference between people liking you and trusting you. When they trust you, that's when the money starts to come in. People want to invest in you. I would honestly say that's probably the part that takes the longest. Mm-hmm. So that means that comes with time, though. People don't just trust people initially. So you got to get people to first like you, understand who you are, and then invest in you. That's the trust part. Even when just the brand, period, like if people trust your brand, like not just necessarily like it, because we see things we like all the time and we don't buy it, but it's like a trust part there. So I would say that's the part that takes the longest.
So you like building a relationship with the people who follow your brand and stuff?
not even necessarily that. People, like, if they see it a lot, you start to build a trust. Like, if you ever go on Instagram and you see ads of like different clothing brands or just different brands, period, you never buy, like, people don't realize you don't buy things the first time you see it. It's rare. Like, there's always initial interactions with a certain thing that eventually you buy it. Like, you might hear about it, you might see somebody else with it. It might pop up 3 times on your feed, and then you make that initial buy.
So how do you sort of integrate that into your process? What ways do you make sure Temple is consistent across the internet and across social media?
Posting content every day. That's first. Like, you gotta post every day. Like, people gotta keep seeing it. You never want people to be like, man, where is it? And forget about it. Right. You want people to keep seeing it. So I post every day on Instagram and TikTok. Also, I run ads. I do run ads. I would say that helped me a lot. That's probably what helped me get the customers outside of Chicago. Ads and like getting those celebrities to wear it like that. You know, they got 2-3 million followers. So that's putting the brand in front of a whole bigger audience than I would normally get from just me posting it. So
you sort of touched on this earlier. Where do you see yourself? What's the ultimate goal for your clothing line, and as you as a person overall?
Just to get bigger and better at everything I do, man. I always want to be better than what I was last week or yesterday. Like, even though I've been DJing for so long, like, I still want to get better. Like, I know there's areas I can get better at designing. I know I just started my brand a year ago, so I know there's a lot of areas I can get better at, like colors, you know, cuts, a lot of different things. So I just want to get bigger and better, man. I know the money will come. Like, I'm not like really just, oh my God, I want to get rich so fast and then the brand die off because I'm not really getting better at, or I just started DJing a whole bunch of different clubs and I'm not getting better and I'm going to these clubs or these events and doing bad because I didn't, you know, put that practice. So I just want to get bigger and better, and then, you know, of course, the money that's gonna come.
Right.
So.
Right. That's dope though. That's humility. Like, always be on your toes and being ready. What advice would you have for people who want to break into your industries, or just advice in general that you would give anybody that's trying to do something in life right now?
Everybody not gonna like what you do. Like, it's always gonna be like 80% of people that don't like what you do at the beginning, but after a while they'll come around. Just keep doing it, keep practicing whatever it is you do. You will get better as long as you do efficient. How can I say this? Like, don't just practice, but actually do good practice. Like, seek out mentors or people to give you advice, and don't be afraid to leverage your credit. Like, that's a big thing. A lot of people there start a clothing brand using their hard-earned money. Like, nah, bro, just go get you a credit card, bro, and just pay that off. Just use your credit card to invest in ads, to invest in your materials, ambassadors, whatever it is you got to invest in. And then, you know, because honestly, you can start a clothing line or become a DJ and it might not be for you. So you don't want to lose out on $5,000 and you quit your brand in 2 months. So that's one thing I've learned to leverage my credit.
Well, no, man, I appreciate your advice. Appreciate you coming on the show. You know, you repping from out south, but you know it's already 290 over here. We repping out west. So it doesn't matter you from out west, out south, up north, over east, or from the birds. One thing we all have in common is that we love Chicago.
Indeed.
So is there anything about like where you from that sort of inspired the brand? You want to tell us what part of the city you from?
Yeah, I grew up on the south side of Chicago, and I later moved to
Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you, man. Love it, bro.
All right, that's a wrap.
I ain't gonna lie, being back in the having some crazy shit on your mind.